All right, we are live. We have our surprise guest. You might not know him, but if you do, it's Ginger Ninja, the beautifully bearded Australian friend of ours who had just surprised us with his presence. Thank you for joining, man.
Yeah.
No, thank you for inviting me on. It's good to be here. It's a good bunch of people and a good movie. So how can you say no to that?
All right.
Absolutely. And we have Keith, my buddy from Goraphobe. How you doing, my friend? We've been talking a while. Talking
Great,
all
man.
about the Tarantino project that we will be coming out with soon and are working on and planning now. So look forward to that in the future.
20-part series or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a long episodic series going down the Tarantino rabbit hole. So that'll definitely be a lot of fun. But Evil Dead 2, you and me were talking a little bit backstage about it. But how do you feel overall about Evil Dead 2? What's the first time you remember seeing it? How do you hold it? With the rest of them.
Well, this come out when I was 14. I was born in 73 and this came out in 87. So I was 14. And actually, believe it or not, this was the first one that I seen. I hadn't seen the original yet, which is strange because it's each, there's always that film that you haven't seen yet, and that was it. So, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more before I seen the original, but I still like it a lot because, I like to go for the straight horror a little more, but yeah, it's supposed to be basically Sam Raimi made it because he wanted to remake his original one. This is the vision he had for it, but he didn't have the money. So yeah, and it's got some certain things about it that make it the best one. It's not my favorite, but it does have a lot of things in it that does make it the most entertaining one.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you touch on a point about his original vision, Sam Raimi's vision for the first movie, and whether the whole debate about whether this is a remake of the original or if this is a direct sequel, which we'll get into. But Ginger, what do you think about this one?
It's a resequel.
A requel. That's what it is. It's a remake and a sequel all in one.
I hate
I love this one. Like, I actually prefer this over the original.
Yeah, I do too.
But a lot of people do.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the original. I also love the remake, and I actually rate the remake over the original just because of the production value and the amount of blood in it. But this one's just fun. Like, Bruce Campbell in this is amazing. Like, he's just on point. Like, his physicality, his acting, it's just fun. The special effects are awesome. There's very little not to love in this film. Very little.
Yeah, this is the top 10 movie of mine, and
easy.
In my opinion, the best horror comedy of all time, because the comedy and horror in this movie are so perfectly balanced, and that's something that's very fucking hard to do.
Raimi didn't have a choice. He seen how Bruce Campbell was, and he had to. He'd been stupid to not go this way. With Bruce Campbell's skill set, he kind of had to,
Yeah. We have with all the slapstick humor and physicality that Bruce Campbell brings to the role of Ash. He had to go in this direction, like you said, and I think
they teamed up by accident.
I think this guy should be given an award for like the most pain, suffering for our horror entertainment, like in a career, because I mean the stuff that Bruce Campbell's done in these films, and even not that what we don't see in these movies, because another thing that just makes this a perfect series for me, and why it's so dear to me, this whole franchise, is the friendship between Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, and you could see it shining through every single movie. And Sam would have Bruce do scenes or like 10 takes of a scene of smashing dishes against his face when he only planned on using one cut of it. Or he would have him dancing with skeleton women and shit and have no plan on using it at all. And he just wants to getting his friend to do whatever he wants, and
They were playing. They were
so
playing.
genuine, and it shows through the movies, like through every one of them, and it adds so much charm to them all. Seeing
They
like
were
these
playing and
best
having
friends,
fun, man.
one behind the camera and one in front of it.
This is the most important film in the series. This is the turning point. This is the X factor of the series. This film is.
Absolutely.
This is always going to be the. If you looked up one thumbnail for the entire series, it would be this movie.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
what's going on?
yeah.
Sorry.
What's up, Chris? No problem,
What's
buddy.
going on?
We're live, so we're gonna get into
what's
the movie.
going on, everybody.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up, Chris?
No, yeah, you're right, Keith. It is definitely the pivotal point and pivotal movie of this whole series, because this is, like we were saying backstage, the first movie. It is so close for me. I mean, it's so fucking close underneath this one. If it depends on my mood. If I'm in a serious horror mood and I just don't want any comedy for some reason, I'm in that darker mood, then I'll throw on the originally Dead or the remake.
It kind of gives you anything and everything you may want. Anything and everything you may want. This series probably has, man.
Yeah, I mean that's one reason why it's remained a perfect series for me. There's nothing in this franchise to this day that I don't love. Even though Evil Dead Rise, like we were talking about, like
that's probably the weakest out of them all.
Yeah,
I do like Rise I do like Rise quite a bit. Just the whole wood chipper thing in the garage, you know. You're like,
yeah, no, there's some great stuff in that movie. It's just, I don't know, it's lacking something. Yeah, it's missing something, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's missing something that even the remake had in spades. It's just, it doesn't go there fully. Like it doesn't feel, it feels Evil Dead, but it doesn't feel Evil Dead in some special way that I can't fucking pinpoint down.
It's the addition of the young kids.
Yeah,
the young kids that are in it. That's what throws you off.
Yeah,
very true.
That's true.
Very true. Yes.
That's right. The first
you
time
look at
I
all
watched
the Evil Dead films, they don't have younger kids in them. They're all older teenagers, like
that's the only one.
Late to early 20s. It's the only one. It's the only thing that I can think of that puts it out of whack with the others.
Oh, absolutely. Because you're right. The first time I watched Evil Dead Rise when it came out, I had reservations because of the family cast here, and especially the young girl has plot armor. She's fucking safe throughout the whole movie, and so I'm saying to myself, 45 minutes in, please go there, please do something with these teenage kids. Otherwise, I'm going to be very disappointed. And luckily, they did. And
they actually went there.
They
went there in a place I didn't think they would go. I didn't think they would go there, but they did go there. There's a peephole scene in there that's just great through the door.
That's what made me happy, seeing them actually. All right, good. We're not getting like some politically correct Evil Dead or some shit where we can't touch the children.
Wouldn't that be terrible?
Wouldn't that be? Really. Like, not like we haven't gotten films about evil bastard children before and them killing adults.
Oh yeah, and once they went there, and I saw that those two shitheads, older ones, get possessed by dead eyes, I said, "All right, good. I can deal with this." And then it kept getting better and better, and I love the reference to this movie when they're chanting "Dead by Dawn." That's a great scene. Like I really like that movie a lot, but it is missing something.
Yeah, it is missing something, definitely. Yeah, this is. This, I've said it. This is, I guess you can call it a hot take. I like this one a little bit more than the OG Evil Dead. It's just batshit crazy of a film. It looks really good in 4K. It's just batshit crazy, and I love it. It's really good. It's just really good. This is what happens when you give. It's like Blair Witch to the original Blair Witch Project. You give the director money. This is what you get, right? The Terrifier franchise. Give Damien Leone money. Give him money. And he'll give you this greatness that we're going to watch.
I mean, great point in comparison to Terrifier, because me and Keith were just talking Terrifier 3 backstage, and I mean, exactly, perfect example of a small budget independent filmmaker like Damien Leone and Sam Raimi was with the first, just trying to get this little vision that could, off the ground and get their movies made. And then having a much bigger budget for the next movie and the next one after that. I mean, it's a very good comparison because you have Army of Darkness is the next film, and that's the first studio film that Sam Raimi got to work on, and the third in this franchise. And look at Terrifier 3, how fucking successful that movie has become. I think like 65 million at the box office.
It's made a good point. In the past is like going, how long is it going to take until guys higher up and are like going, maybe we shouldn't show this, to put this in theaters. But if it works, I mean, people go in droves to see this. We're all savages. We're all blood drunk, as I call it. We're all blood drunk. We want it.
I love about the original Evil Dead, though, is even though he didn't have the skill at his hands and the money in his hands, he still went there. He didn't give a shit how bad the shimps looked. He said, "Fuck it, I'm doing it anyway."
Probably one of the greatest independent horrors ever made. Probably it's probably maybe number one.
He's one of the most important, without a doubt.
You can put this up with Romero's Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. You can put this franchise up against anything, and you pretty much get even the series, which I've seen some of the series that he did, Ash versus Evil Dead, which is quite good. I'm actually impressed with that.
I love the whole franchise, the whole series, that whole TV series, and I was so mad that it was canceled, which many of us were when it was canceled.
That was a Max series, wasn't it? That was on Max, I think, or Showtime or something. That was on one of the premium.
It was on Stars.
Stars. Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah. You guys ready to hit start on this?
Yeah, let's do it. That's a good set too. That gets cheap sometimes on Amazon. That's a great set.
All right, I'll do a 3, 2, 1, go. So on go. 3, 2, 1, go. I got a yellow flower. What's up, Greasy Reviews? He says, I feel the same about the Saw franchise. The first two blew me away. My interest faded a bit, but every single movie has something extra to offer the story, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a huge Saw franchise guy. I love that series, especially
the version I'm watching, and this is a very good one. Lion Gate release. That's a sexy slip for this bad boy, but yeah, it's definitely very good.
Yeah, I think every.
Start with Yellow Flower. We can start with that. So,
I started with the flower.
A bit. Do you have the swirling thing right now?
That's so good.
Yeah, the time travel swirling.
Okay.
Red blood, the sea of blood right now.
And this is where they call it the Necronomicon.
Yes.
Claymation or whatever it is and stuff like that. You see the mouth open,
Ex-Mortis.
Yeah, the Necronomicon Ex-Mortis, which is not called in the original, and I always forget the fucking name.
I've never read. I have tons of. I'm a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft. I have a bunch of books that I've never read. I just like collecting those books. I mean, I practically have.
I'm the same way with some books too.
Yeah,
I have a lot of books that I haven't read. Same thing. I just fucking collect them and want to read them one day and never fucking get around to it.
Renaissance picture
disappear. Boom.
Yeah, I'm like that with movies. Like I buy them, put them in my collection, never get around to watching them.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Just to have them though is just like, all right, cool. Now I know, because then you have the
going through them
one day.
Yeah, but I was going through them. One's not even unwrapped. Blade, the original Blade DVD, still in its plastic. I'm like, how have I not watched this?
I'm impressed, Jason. That's great. Yeah, I really. Yeah, it looks like new Blade done. Haha, kaput. That's what I thought.
I was looking the other day for my copy of Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk, and I finally remembered what happened to it. I lent it to a friend of mine like a decade ago, and I never got it back from him. That's it. I finally remembered it because I just randomly was looking for it because I guess now I gave it away. I'm thinking of doing a video on.
That's what I like about this film. You can tell it's studio with money. Them going across the bridge in the car from the distance, man. That's so good. They just get right to it like real quick. It's just those two, by the way. Friends before.
Yeah.
Well, now that brings us to the whole debate that's been around ever since the movie fucking
he's all playing the piano and shit.
Whether this is a direct sequel to the original or this is a remake.
I think it's a reimagining. I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean by remake. It's like a reimagining of what Sam Raimi wanted to do with the first movie, but didn't have the budget for, and
that's what he said.
Wanted more comedy.
Sorry, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
no problem there, Jay. Go ahead.
No time, no problem.
That's what he said, though. Yeah,
and she is, and the girlfriend is prettier. I mean,
her body back when she's dancing around. I was like, damn, what the fuck is that? Holy shit, get that off the screen. I'm trying to talk about a film here.
What's up, Sean? He says Evil Dead, a small boy's idea of Lovecraft. Evil Dead 2, a teenage boy's idea of Lovecraft. Genius. That's great. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this movie takes everything in the original and just ups it to fucking 100. Like everything. From the physical comedy with Bruce Campbell and just to the effects work.
That makes it interesting where he just needs a cassette tape.
It goes back to pure horror, and in its place puts a little bit more physical comedy.
Oh yeah,
it is. Oh no, this is batshit hilarious. Like he goes through the ringer. He goes through the ringer more here than he did in the original. Like,
oh yeah. Well, that's what
I think they found out in that one. I think they found out that he could do that. You know, I think they found out, hey, this motherfucker's pretty good at this. So when they made this one, they said, man, we got to go more with you doing that in this one. I don't think they knew he could do that full out yet. They knew he could do
I don't think he did either. I don't think Bruce Campbell even knew in the first movie because he was so much more reserved. And like we were saying backstage, he was Ashley Williams in that movie. Like he was not the Ash that we get in this movie. Like this is the genesis of Ash Williams as we know him. And then he gets cemented as Ash the way we know him in the next movie in Army of Darkness. It's just the buffoon, it's like the hero groovy buffoon that we know.
And in the process, they was able to create their own little subgenre of films. Actually, it's its own thing. There's nothing else like it.
Each one's different.
Oh yeah.
Each one's different. That's what I like about it. Like Army of Darkness goes way, way like left, like goes straight different direction. It makes me wonder if he had an idea of what 4 was going to be, because I know he was thinking about it, or 3, if you really want to count like Army of Darkness as Evil Dead 3, which I don't. You know, it's like it's very.
Well, I know Army of Darkness was originally supposed to be Medieval Dead.
That's so good with the camera angle. I do like they do a flashback of the scientist or the archaeologist and his wife and the other 2 that are helping him. So you kind of see it through his eyes at the start.
Well, that's getting back to the whole reimagining versus sequel. People watching in the chat, let us know what you think. If you view this movie as a direct sequel to the original, or if you view it as a reimagining of the original or a remake. Because
some technical issues, guys. I'm not technical issues here. Hold on.
All right, no problem.
My shit's fucking hang on.
It doesn't make any sense as a sequel. I mean, they show the recap at the beginning here, and I know they had rights issues with the original and they couldn't use the same footage, but
how crazy is that considering it's his film?
Wow. Yeah, I know. Exactly. That just shows how you get fucked.
Wow. Like this stuff just goes like crazy, and just like that, it just like that. I mean, it amps it up like that, where you're like, okay, I know what I'm in for.
They didn't redo the assault on the chick either. You know. I mean,
do like that a little better though. I mean, with the whole
she's not in this.
Nowhere.
Character's not in this, but that doesn't mean they still couldn't do it. You know what I mean? They just decided to make it just him and her and take that out.
Yeah, he just automatically like buries her, does all this stuff too, like from the first film where it all starts. You know, it gets up to that.
They get rid of whoever's with him.
Right at this point, right here, when he gets hit, this is where it would pick up as a sequel.
Yeah, because he gets the demon. He gets the demon.
Yeah, that's the last shot of the original. Is that great one take through the cabin, and then the Force catching Ash, and then this is after the recap. So in the recap, obviously, we have just Ash and Linda.
This is so funny. It's
I know. All of his possession work and stuff when he's possessed, he does such a great job.
If you think about it, he's going back in time. So it can almost be like a prequel if you really want to get down the rabbit hole with it.
Oh yeah, that's one thing this series has done great is fuck with
And
time.
there it is. It
and
comes to
implement
the
time
land.
travel.
Mm-hmm.
Grabbed him and took his ass back. Yeah. Oh, you mean like he's flying through the trees real fast?
Yeah, like he's going
Yeah.
back in time, right? Because that happens at the end of this film, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that looks so good. God, the makeup is so good in this.
It is
Practical
very
effects.
good.
Oh, yeah, when he raised up out of the puddle. Yeah.
Sean says, I remember when it came out, we saw it as a reworking of the first. Yeah, basically, that's how I've always seen it.
I was 14 when it came out, so yeah, and that could be why it's the first one. Like I said, I was born in '73, so I was 14 here.
That might have been
this
around
was
the age
87.
when I
Yeah, this
saw
was-
it. Was
this
probably
was,
in my early teens, because I remember I saw Evil Dead around 10 or 11. I don't think I saw the sequel for another few years, maybe 13,
This was
14.
like during the time you had like Jason Lives and you had those type of films. You know, you had those type of films, right?
Yeah.
Where they had the comedy into it and the more adventure part into it, people working together and stuff.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was late to this series. You know what I mean? There's always that one classic you haven't seen.
I was, yeah.
Yeah. That was it for
There's
me.
so many movies out there.
I remember Evil Dead, of course.
Been watching movies for 30 years, and horror especially, and it's still, like you said, there's classics that just slip you by. I just saw the remake of Body Snatchers in the '78 with Donald Sutherland. Like a year ago. That was the first time I finally got around to seeing it. I just never got around to it.
Jeff Goldblum's in that too.
Yeah, he is, and it's fucking phenomenal. That movie.
I think that's
I've seen the original Body
one.
Snatchers from the '50s. Right? I've seen that twice, 3 times maybe, but I just got around to the remake, and it was fantastic.
I remember seeing the original one. My best friend's brother had the Anchor Bay Necronomicon book one and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah.
And then,
that's cool.
Yeah. It's too bad I wasn't in Anchor Bay then. I mean,
I love how
I'm kind of late to the party.
I love how he figures out here that the daylight, or he thinks, because they fuck with this rule throughout the series. As much as this is a perfect series for me, I mean, the continuity is dog shit throughout this entire franchise. There's no continuity of any kind. But it seems like
only about 40 yards.
Daytime, you're safe.
He's like 40 yards from the cabin. So it may look like he flew back a mile, but he only went back like 30, 40 yards tops.
Yeah, and they
like he went around and back.
He did crawl back a bit, but not as far as he flew back.
Not much,
and they used a crane.
I figured, I was wondering
him up in the air
how they did that.
Spin around, yeah.
That's
I watched
crazy.
A making of like a year and a half ago.
And then they just sped it up. They just sped up the camera so it looked like he was going like really fast. And
yeah, they did. They sped it up. They spun him around. He got sick as shit too while he was doing it. He was spinning around up there on a crane that they were driving backwards down the road, and then he ended up getting sick, and then they ended up they sped up that footage.
I love how they just took plenty of time showing him looking around. I mean, it took several seconds at least.
Look at that. Look at the bridge. Just
I
gone.
love how the bridge looks.
It's gone.
It's not just gone. They make it clear to you and to show you that it is fucked beyond repair. That something viciously messed with this bridge. Like that's what it shows.
Oh
to
no.
me.
Oh
you're
no.
Not,
He's like, no.
You're not fucking leaving. You're not driving out of here. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, Spock. Nimoy is in Body Snatchers remake.
Oh, I love Leonard
Yes,
Nimoy.
he is. Yeah.
He does a great job. And I love how Jeff Goldblum fucking hates him and they fucking argue and it's hilarious.
Goldblum's a trippy cat.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Goldblum is just Goldblum.
Good in an Evil Dead film.
In every character, he is Goldblum, and he's weird. He's weird
Goldblum. It's a Goldblum film. It's like Nicolas Cage. You know it's him because he plays himself.
Exactly.
He literally plays himself.
Oh yeah, especially in his later years, for sure. I mean,
he's really like that. When I seen him in interviews, he's just like he is there. He's strange. He's just different. He talks, you get the same vibe.
He's an all-time great for me.
You ever seen Deep Cover? See him in Deep Cover with Larry Fishburne. He is very good in that film. He is very good in that film.
I don't know.
He always is. He always is, man. He always is.
What's up, Jermaine? Hi there. Came across this live. I remember in my city there were video clubs. We saw it on VHS. Sometime later, we knew it was a remake. So yeah, a lot of people thought it was a remake.
Oh, it goes right through the windshield.
Then.
Oh, God,
It doesn't make sense for all this to happen again and for him to go through this all again.
Well,
After
then it's
the
like it
events of
does,
the
like your
first
point,
movie.
does a recap, except it's just with him and the girlfriend. Then he takes care of that real quick, and then it's almost
then
that's why they call this 2. That's why they call it 2. You know.
Then you have the book being called the Necronomicon Ex-Mortis in this, and not the whatever it's called in the first movie. I always forget what it's called in the first movie.
It's almost like he never left the house. It's like he almost never left. Really.
Yeah, which I just never
basically
saw
still going through it. You know, he's basically still being fucked with. You know, he went to the first one, and it's still happening.
I mean, it makes sense. You can make it make sense as a sequel, as a direct sequel. Like as soon as he gets possessed, that is the last shot of one. It goes right to that point. You know, then
it's almost like Amityville 2. Like, you know, where he sees it, you don't see it, but he does, and you see how terrified it follows him. And I'm like, holy shit, you know.
It's cool that you don't see it because then you use, you know, your theater of the mind.
I love that. I love that. If you can't see what it is, I love entities.
Let your mind imagine it.
It's kind of like what you hear, but don't see. Also, like in a comedy, like in a comedy, it's like they close the door, you hear what's going on. It's a lot funnier than if you would have seen it.
It's like stuff like, even though I haven't watched it yet, stuff like The Gate, right, where you just maybe see something, you know, see a part of it, but you don't see it. And I'm like, that makes it 10 times more terrifying. It's like, how big is it?
Because your mind can create 10 times something worse or whatever than what you think you could see.
Yeah.
Well, that's why a lot of movies or books rather and stories that are considered or deemed almost impossible to translate to film. Like
Peter Straub, his books are the hardest to translate. I mean, Julia,
I've heard that.
I mean, Julia was hard to do. I mean,
it turned into one of my favorite movies ever, The Haunting of Julia.
He did another book that I have called Coco. It's part of a trilogy of books that he did, which I heard is very disturbing. It's kind of like a drama, but you know, it's supposed to be extremely disturbing as a book.
I don't know if I've heard that one. I never read a lot of Peter Straub.
He did Ghost Story. I mean,
he did Ghost Story. I know that. He did that one collaboration with Kane.
Oh yeah, these two. So they introduced like the crew of the archaeologist or whatever.
Yeah. There's Ed.
Which is a whole nother edition.
Yeah. They do that reintroduce characters in different roles. I always like that.
Yeah.
I have these figures. I'll whip them out here in a little bit and show it to you. I got Ed. I got Henrietta. I got.
It's like, you know.
Henrietta
back to Damien Leone, you know, he's a fan of Sam Raimi. So, you know, Terrifier, it's the same characters, right? Just different roles. Like the one woman, the reporter.
Yeah.
Her.
Lord Biscuit, one of my favorite movies. One time I watched this movie 4 times in a row on 2 hits of double dip acid.
Nice.
I watched
Dazed and Confused. Oh, Sean Penn.
Sounds like a great night. On the right channel.
It's been a long time. I miss acid.
Hey, Video Tasties. Yeah, very cool dude. Check out his channel.
What's up, Gareth? My British brother. How are you?
I would love to see this acid. Oh my god!
You're up rather early, Gareth. How about the Entity or House? The Entity is excellent. And House? Do you mean House or House?
I have Entity. That's the spirit that like molests the woman or whatever.
Yeah, it was with Barbara Hershey.
Yeah, Barbara Hershey. It has the one dude that was in
excellent movie.
Yeah, I have that one. I have that version. It also has the dude that he passed away a while back. He was in Blue Steel. He played like the psychopath.
Yes. He's also in Silent Rage. Silent Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hang on a minute.
He was really good, man. Blue Steel was so good. He plays like that that Wall Street dude and stuff like that. That's a great scene. People shit on that film. I think it's one of Jamie Lee Curtis's better films. Personally, I think she's really good in that.
Biscuit by House. Do you mean from '79, the Japanese film House or Hausa? Because that movie.
Tyrion has that one. I heard that film's batshit crazy. Yeah,
it is. It is very.
I do like J-horror. I do like J-horror a lot.
It has horrific stuff like an imagery in it, but like a lot of Japanese horror. It's not really a straight horror film.
No, it's a slow burn.
It's just like a wacky Japanese movie.
A lot of them are ghost stories.
The best way to describe it.
like Ringu, or was it?
What's up, Tiger? Good to see you.
It's not. Yeah, this is a trip. Like comes out of the grave, starts dancing with his head chopped off.
Oh yeah, the stop motion still holds up so well.
No. Yeah. Hint,
You know,
all you up and coming like graphic designers and stuff like that. This works in horror. Okay.
Oh yeah,
This works
if
better.
you have the
than what
right
we see.
atmosphere, it definitely and tone.
it's
It definitely
appreciated.
works.
You know what I mean? It's definitely
All
appreciated.
dancing and stuff like that. That's what makes this great. I can see why if you took acid stuff, you'd be tripping.
Hell yeah! Look at him. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Looks like some from Harryhausen, which would be interesting because he was still around at this time. Yeah, he was still around at this time.
Like Sinbad and shit, man. My son loves
Clash of the Titans. But Sinbad, yes.
Garrett
Sinbad's
says it's
very
8
good.
a.m. in there in Britain. Get to bed. Yeah, it's only 3 a.m. here in the States, bro.
Oh, Faces of Death
even
series?
earlier.
Yeah,
It's
me
even-
and Keith did
even
the
earlier
first
for
one.
Chris.
Yeah, I got the whole Sinbad series right here.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, there you
Great
go.
stuff. Great stuff, Keith.
Yeah, we're big fans of
Uh-oh.
I Spit on Your Grave. Motel Hell, I fucking love that movie.
They're re-releasing that
3, I
4K
haven't
steel.
seen in a
Yeah,
while.
they're doing a 4K
I've
steel
never
book of
done
that.
anything on that. I've never touched Motel Hell yet. Never.
I did a very
I saw it on
short,
TV years
a
ago.
very short review that I feel I did a disservice to that. It's one of the few videos in like the 1100 movies I've reviewed so far that I feel I did a disservice to and want to go back and redo. It was way too. I think I was just like in a tired mood. Yeah, I love it. Farmer Vincent. Takes all kinds.
Yeah, there
of
it is.
critters,
Oh, this is so
make
good.
Farmer Vincent fritters.
Oh yeah, here's the
head.
Yeah, all this is great.
It stays on there forever. It's so good.
Her eye, the eye effects, and the lenses that the actors had to wear. I mean, that's just a head, but like even the first movie with the dead eye possessed like white eyes, those weren't like contacts that they use today. That shit was heavy and thick contacts that the actors wouldn't even be able to see. Like they'd have to be walked around like Fulci's The Beyond with all the scenes with what's her name, the redhead girl,
Right,
gets her face blown off. When her eyes turned white, she had to be walked around the set when they were filming,
right? Because she can't see.
Yeah, they were so much bigger back then. You had to use a fucking applicator to like put them on.
Yeah, they're real thick and shit. Yeah.
My all-time favorite, Fulci. That film's a masterpiece. I fucking love it.
Yeah, The Beyond and City of the Living Dead are both like almost tied for me, but The Beyond gets the edge, even though
that's true. I feel that way too. Everyone loves House by the Cemetery. I do, but that's a WTF.
I love this
House by the Cemetery. I love this. The chainsaw going through her. All the blood
all three of them so close that it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I love that.
House by the Cemetery, I love, but it's just
there's
not
the chainsaw
on the same level as City and the Beyond for me.
Man.
Oh, through there, gets all over him. Gets all in his mouth.
And this movie it's cool how they changed it up, and most of the blood, if not all of it, I think, is black and green in this movie compared to
it looks really good. It looks gritty as hell.
Yeah, which makes
sense.
Didn't
they have to do that to get around, to get away from
the
senses or something? There was something about red blood on screen they couldn't show.
Yeah, I think you are right about that. That's why they did. Welcome back, Ninja, with a good point.
Get off of me. Has the hand all there. It's like
it works better because like we don't know what deadites look like when we cut them up and dismember them. So like it works that if they have green and black ooze as blood and shit.
You swore we'd always be together. Oh, that's
like
a good scene.
Some right here, which that's a great shot when then we see in the first movie too, with the red that the blood splatters on the light bulb. And then it turns the whole room
they
red.
do this better. Yeah, the blood all goes through the light bulb and then it just bursts and you just get God, don't let the censors get on it.
Please, Ash, please don't hurt me.
We said we'd be together forever. Yeah, William Cat. Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie is an absolute classic. I love the novel. That's one of the few Stephen King novels. I don't reread books often, but it is my favorite Stephen King novel and like my favorite novel ever. And
The
I've
only
read
one I've read is Carrie, and I really like Carrie the novel.
Yeah, it's great. I've reread it a few times in my life, but
That's a big,
Carrie's
long book.
another one. Carrie and The Shining are two other ones that I've read.
One thing about King, though, he can't stick an ending worth of shit in his books. He just can't do it.
I know.
He's tried.
I mean, that is a big criticism of his, and yeah, it is true. Like I'd say 90% of the time, 85%.
Like I say, the
of
film
time.
Christine is 10 times better than the book. I've heard the book Christine is not that good.
I read
The
Christine
only Stephen King book I've
years
read
ago.
multiple times was Cell.
Oh,
Carpenter,
yeah.
No one likes that movie.
No,
I love the movie. I love the book.
Yeah,
it's like Cujo. I love both the book and the film.
I never read
Cujo. The book
itself.
is a trip.
Yeah, the book Cujo is wild. That's a perfect example
dog.
of what you were saying earlier of letting letting your mind and imagination just take over.
Yeah, Salem's Lot. They're all different. Firestarter.
The book,
The Running Man,
is pretty good actually.
The Running Man's quite good. He did that.
The Long Walk by his pseudonym, and that he wrote.
Yeah, that was his first book. Yeah, that was his first.
That's a great one. I love The Long Walk. Yeah, The Running Man he did under Bachman also.
Yeah.
They've never done a film of The Long Walk. They've never done that.
No, they never did.
They've never done that.
I think they've tried to over the years, but that's one of those movies that one of those books that they feel is very, very hard to adapt to film.
Like the rocking chairs all rocking and stuff, and he stops it, he gets the creak. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
A lot of King books.
What's up, Ryan?
Hi, Ryan.
But they can be good.
Yeah. I mean, there's one book by King that they thought was never going to be filmed, as an adaptation, was Gerald's Game. And Flanagan was able to do it.
Yeah,
his fucking phenomenal way. Because I've read Gerald's Game and I remember reading it quite vividly.
It comes through the mirror. That's so good. That's like one of the first time that's done.
The way that he handled that, like he did it perfectly. I don't think there was anybody else that was able to adapt Gerald's Game into a film, and he just did it excellently. I love that whole story because when you read the novel, it's like it's just her and just her, like her thoughts, like what she's thinking the whole time while she's handcuffed to the bed for these few days. So it's just all internal thoughts and dialogue, aside from like some hallucinations that she starts seeing. Right. So it's like, how do you film that? It's just thoughts going through someone's mind. And the way he did it and pulled it off, he really did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, there goes his hand. So his hand's about to go here.
This is just straight up Three Stooges here.
Yeah. One that was good, I think he did with his son, was it called In the Tall Grass with Patrick Wilson or the other Wilson? That's a good one, actually. It gets pretty dark, like towards the end there with like pregnancy stuff going on. I'm like, whoa!
It's not the best movie, but it is interesting. I've watched it twice.
Wilson's a good actor, man. He can play a creep pretty easily.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always see Patrick Wilson as Patrick Wilson. I can't. He doesn't have much range. He's a good actor.
Hard Candy probably is.
I was just going to say that. That's where I was going with that. Is Hard Candy? I think is his best performance I've ever.
And Insidious, he's really good in Insidious.
He is good. He is good in that.
In The Watchmen too. The Watchmen was a good role too.
I still just see him as Patrick.
I haven't seen that film.
Insidious and
really,
he really just gives a hell of a performance.
Yeah, I have the graphic novel. I love that.
Watchmen's good, man.
Yeah, Chris Bias.
Yeah, I haven't seen Watchmen in like probably a year after it came out, so I saw it twice, and then I haven't seen it since.
This is where they introduce other characters like the tow truck driver and all this shit to these Hicks.
Yeah,
as I call them.
Well, we have Dan Hicks in here, who
Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe. I can't believe the weight that Dan Hicks lost from this movie to Intruder. Just like 2 years later.
Oh, is he the killer in that?
Yeah, he's the supermarket manager. He's so much skinnier.
Since I work in grocery, I'm like, oh, it'd be great to do a slasher in a grocery store. Oh, wait. They've already done it. Of course.
I mean, you can't.
That's one of the funnest ones, too, man. It's one of the funnest ones.
I mean, I don't know how many other slasher films have been set in just a grocery store, but
we've done malls.
Definitely were.
Nothing.
That's the one. Like that, if you think of grocery store slasher movie, it's Intruder, and it's one of my favorite slashers ever made, and has my favorite slasher kill or horror kill with the bandsaw going through the dude's fucking head. That is my favorite kill in a horror movie.
Bloody Moon. What do you think about that scene with that saw?
Oh, it's so good. Which one?
Bloody Moon. Jess Franco.
That's great.
I love that film.
That's a big
probably his
industrial
best.
saw. Yeah,
that's probably his best. That's
a
his best
big
film.
saw.
And he is a big bullshitter back in the day. He's a big bullshitter too.
I don't think I've seen many of his other films of his.
He did Dracula with Christopher Lee. It seems
that
to be
might be
that film might be the most accurate to the book.
He's sexploitation.
Right.
He's a big sexploitation filmmaker.
He's huge with that.
Yeah.
Was it Kino released a couple of his films. What was it? Lorna the Exorcist, I think, is his. There's like a few other.
You got tons of them.
He does.
But no, that industrial saw kill in Bloody Moon is excellent.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, he starts breaking the plates over his head.
Yeah, this is one of the scenes Sam Raimi had him do like a million takes of.
Such a great character.
Like Vampire Lesbos, and she killed in ecstasy, shit like that.
That's fun.
This is great, and they fast forward it, so they speed it up, makes it look even better and funny. Oh, people had to be getting lit in the movie theaters when this was going on. They had to be getting lit. They're like, "Oh, this is great!" Like,
well, we had Biscuit in the chat earlier tell us watched this 4 times in a row on Double Dip Acid. So,
yeah, there goes the hand.
Definitely the way to watch.
You know what I mean? But we showed this. We never seen anything like this before. So when I first watching this, I'm going, "What the fuck? Why is he beating himself?"
Yeah.
The first time, because I remember seeing it as a kid on cable television, heavy metal that was heavily edited. Then I bought the VHS, and then I watched.
No one likes it heavily
holy
edited.
Shit!
Heavy
What
metal.
a film, dude! Cheech and Chong nosedive, dude. That's the greatest shit ever. Like literally, the
That
vacuum
movie's
cleaner.
such a trip, too. Here he is with the chainsaw.
He just stabs him. I'd be screaming like a little girl after that. I'd be like, ah!
See, that showed a lot. That showed a lot of restraint from Raimi there.
Oh, there's the chainsaw. Oh, he goes worse with it. Yeah,
he could have shown it go a lot worse and shown it going through his hand and shit. And he decided to focus on the Dutch angles and the blood just pouring onto Bruce's face. That shows a lot of restraint as a director and the way that he wanted this movie to look.
It's extreme direction.
Batshit out there, like with a lot of cuts and
with the camera like right next to him, so
that
it
one
zooms
there
in on him.
Yeah, the Dutch angles and stuff that he became famous for. Like he didn't have to shoot it that way, and it's so much more effective the way he shot it.
Hey, sorry guys, I've got to take off. Sorry,
no problem, brother.
I can't stay. Things have come up. So thanks for having me.
Problem.
Enjoy the rest
of
the evening.
Of course, man. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, thanks. It's always good to see you, Jason. You take care. Follow his channel, everybody, if you have not.
Yeah, please follow Buddy Ginger Ninja. Take care, guys. Or
take
guy.
Here they come.
A farewell to arms.
Yeah,
this is when he's like, I'm done. I'm ready for business.
Big ass case of shit because you're like, yeah, I'll do that. She's yeah, I'll do that, but you got to take my bag. He looks in, he sees a little person, he goes, sure. And then he got this big ass.
I love arms. Yeah, there it is. That's hilarious.
The fucking hand is laying there. See, and he's begrudgingly talking shit to this fucking hand throughout the rest of the film.
I know, it's great. And the sound design is excellent in this movie too, and so much better than the first. Like that's one thing you could really tell an improvement in is the sound design. From
there it goes. Yeah,
it's almost like it's hurting him again. Every time he hurts it, it's still almost like it's a little connected, almost in a way.
Right next to that messed up book. It's like
it's just.
The stop motion just has so much class to it still, and it looks so fucking good. I don't care what anyone says. Just like the the stop motion in the first movie when they melt the
There it is.
disintegration scene.
Oh, the clay animation,
Yeah, the claymation disintegration and stuff, which has a great story
Oh,
behind it. But I've
Yeah,
told
there
that
happens to be
before
2 holes there, and he's
about
trying to find it.
Raimi running into Tom Savini at the Maniac premiere and recognizing him and saying we're working on a disintegration scene for a movie, and it was Sam Raimi and Robert Tappert.
Hell
That brought
yeah.
Sam Raimi up there.
See, he's got a fucking.
He's got his boomstick now.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
all
what was
fucking
it,
ready
the-
for business.
Yeah, the mouse trap, and he goes, because it's his hand. Yeah, fuck you.
See, he knows where it is because it's his hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why he knows where to shoot it.
It's like
That's
phantom
what he-
limb
do it
syndrome. He
because
still
it's-
knows. He's still connected to it somehow.
Yes, that's why that's why he knows how to shoot it. Otherwise, there's no way he can start in that wall.
Yeah, and just that is so good. What an excess of blood
Yeah, look at that.
for shooting a fucking hand.
Yeah.
Got you.
That's excellent. I mean,
Got
that's how you could tell from anything.
The ear twitches. He's like, there it is. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dead by Dawn. What's up, St. Louis?
Hey, St. Louis.
Yes, this is the movie is also called and known by the title Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn.
Brain Scan I need to check out. That's like I need to check, see if Shout has it. That's Edward Furlong.
I know that. Yeah, that's what Edward Furlong.
It's
I
a
was just
90s
talking about
film,
that with Ginger the other day. I've seen it.
Bless
I
you, the
don't
kingdom
remember it
come.
well.
Home Sweet Home sign. That's great. Like
Shocker, I haven't seen in a while. I'm not a big Wes Craven fan outside of his 70s films like Last House on the Left, Hills Have
oh
Eyes.
yeah, here's the deer head.
I love the deer head. The deer head is one of the greatest shots in fucking
Fucking
horror.
obnoxious, isn't it? Looks down, fucking laughs at him because he busted his ass.
The way everything it starts laughing, and the way he starts going up and down in a second, and the lights going up and down the lamp, all of
He's
that
fucking
is so
going
great.
crazy, man.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
it's losing his fucking mind.
It's driving him insane, man. He just about completely snaps and stays that way.
That's so
Just
funny.
about.
Screamers. Yeah, Screamers has Peter Weller in it. I haven't seen that film in years.
You'd have to be strong as hell to not go insane right here.
I
You'd have
love
to be
the deer.
strong.
Yeah, because they're all kind of like laughing at him.
And he's just looking at it like, what the fuck?
It's a
Now,
haunted
when
house.
when he
technically.
turns
I
the
love
camera,
that. I love the deer so much that I have always had this background queued up.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So I'm gonna keep that up for the rest.
he officially snaps when he turns and looks at the camera and starts laughing. He's gone right there.
One of the
Third
best
person.
shots for me in horror is that deer head laughing.
He's gone right now.
He broke the code there. That's pretty good. He aims right at the camera. That's pretty good, and they switch it.
Yeah.
That works if you do it correctly and you don't get carried away with it. You can break the fourth wall and it
Yeah, break
works.
the fourth wall. There it is.
Good.
Deadpool likes to do all the time.
What's up,
But
Mike?
really good.
Mike
Well,
says,
that's
Mike
what
says y'all are some nerds.
Damn
Yeah,
right, I'm a
we-
nerd.
We love.
Yeah, I am.
We are nerdy about our movies for sure.
Hey, you know.
Back to Craven stuff though, because
We're special.
Shocker. Yeah, anything,
Special.
we're special.
We're
Anything,
special.
anything after the 70s with Craven besides like Swamp Thing, which is fun.
Yeah.
People Under the Stairs is fun.
Yeah.
Deadly Blessing, I haven't seen him forever, but I remember that.
Ernest
being
one
Borgnine
people
is in that
forget
one.
about.
and then just The Nightmare on Elm Street,
Serpent and the
which is
Rainbow.
a masterpiece. Everything else, except
People
for maybe
forget-
Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which I say
People
is
forget about
fantastic.
Deadly
That's an
Blessing.
old school release. That's
Yeah,
an old
it's
school
Deadly
film
Blessing.
release.
People forget about this. This is an interesting film. I mean, it's not great or nothing, but it is unique. It is its own thing. And of course, Ernest Borgnine is just.
Oh, and
Oh yeah, there's the dude that
yeah.
comes in the house. He's like, "What the fuck? What's going on here?"
yeah, they think that he did all this shit.
Well, I mean, you know.
Straight
Blows
punches to the
down.
face too. Like,
It's fucking this.
oh,
I hope you rot down there.
you right down there. The Devil's Reign. Oh, interesting. Yeah,
Because he caught Bobby Joe with a little bit of buckshot. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Just a little bit. It's funny. She's all this pretty chick, and she spits better than all of them.
Oh man, it's just right in the neck, on the side of the head.
Oh, the Devil's
This chick
Reign.
could probably,
I know. I've
this chick
seen
could probably piss inside of a wall. You know what I mean? Bobby Joe could probably piss on the side of a wall, man.
Bobby Joe,
Mommy, where are you, girl? I was right in the middle of Bobby Joe.
They're already dead, sweetheart. They're already dead, sweetheart.
She's
They're dead a long time ago.
The main chicken just annoys the shit out of me. And when she
Yeah,
screams, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
They're in the basement.
I'll never forget the first time I saw this movie and when Henrietta makes her appearance.
Oh, it's great.
Dude, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's where they introduced that chained up thing. It's like, why is it chained? We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know.
Now we finally find out.
Yeah. There's got to be a good reason. You know what I mean? You're chained it from the. I mean, come on.
Oh,
yeah, you know something.
Why
Right
you trying to
down
keep
the
yourself
ladder.
out of it? You know.
Which
Like
I
you're trying
do
to keep
like.
yourself out of
I
it.
do like the addition to that whole thing with the basement in the remake. At the very beginning, when there's a bunch of dead cats hung down there.
Yeah.
That's a nice little detail and touch that they threw in the remake.
That's just pure
how
horror,
creepy that
man.
basement is. Yeah,
Remake
I mean,
is
yeah,
pure
that's
fucking
the
horror.
darkest out of all of them.
It
Right.
is horror.
the reimagining. I think it's a prequel, really. If we're talking about Evil Dead, like 20 whatever, like that, that's a prequel because they find the car, find the yellow car.
Yeah, that's another thing in there that is very time travel-esque or parallel universes, and you do see the car there.
That's very true. Yeah, that's what I like about it. It's its own universe. Like Friday 13th, it's in its own universe. There's different different the multiverse.
Yeah, it's the multiverse of Fridays.
Yeah.
That's my father's voice.
Captain Dallas, Ida Lupino, and Ernest
He
Borgnine.
talks about it, man.
Yeah, that's right. Travolta was in that too.
He talks about his voice getting fucking. He talks about his wife getting possessed by it and shit, and how he had to kill her. And shit.
You hear more about it. You didn't hear about him the first time. You hear about him this time. Like what's going on.
The way he tells about it is so fucking creepy and weird because you can hear in his voice, you can hear the terror and the sadness.
There they
and
are.
The fact that Ted Raimi plays Henrietta is great too. I mean, having your brother work on this project. He played one of the what were they called in the original Evil Dead? They didn't call them Deadites.
No, they didn't.
What were they? Shield, something with an S, shills or
Chimp.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, they mentioned what they are.
Yeah, Ted played one of them, I think, in the first movie.
Everybody did, man.
I love it when directors do that. Like Fulci did that all the time.
Yeah.
Someone with a fresh soul.
Yeah, they're all coming. He's all telling them to come here. He's like, come
his
on.
brother play Henrietta. It's great.
They're sleeping down here in my fruit cellar.
Hurry up, damn it. Help me.
And she's nasty too.
Oh yeah. Who the fuck wants to be near that thing?
I wonder if Raimi watched House by the Cemetery because that's a good scene right there too. You see the face change to more of the demon. Yeah. That's a great mask.
No, it looks excellent.
What are you so?
The eyeball.
Oh, that's how you did it.
That's a great reverse.
Right in the it goes right through the frame into the wall.
He shot it with the eyeball in her mouth, and then had it pulled out of her mouth, and then he reversed it and did it the other way. Great use.
There goes the wall. Oh, right in her mouth.
Stop punching me, motherfucker. Toss his face into the.
That's pretty messed up.
And we do get a nice little homage to that eyeball scene in Evil Dead Rise, with the eyeball that goes into the guy's mouth.
We do. I got the 4K steelbook of that.
Yeah, it makes me very curious.
The dog tags on there
of Evil Dead in the next film or the animated series that I said Bruce was talking about. Yeah, there's supposedly an animated series in the works for Evil Dead, but
That could be true.
It could take a few years for it to come to fruition.
Everything does. I mean, they did it with Castlevania, and that's a great show. I love Castlevania.
I never watched the show, but I did play the games back in the day.
Oh, the show was so good.
Something is afoot in the cabin.
Yes.
Now they realize maybe
Cabin in the Woods. You know, that's where those people got this from. Is from this.
Oh yeah,
right here. Cabin Fever, like Eli Roth. Come on now, fanboy.
Absolutely.
That's still his best film.
Aren't we all?
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
the Green Inferno.
And
I like the Green Inferno. Yeah, I like
most of Eli Roth's films.
Green Inferno is good too. Yeah.
People shit on that film. The airplane scene is chef's kiss great. It's
that's
so
what
good.
they compare it to Cannibal Holocaust. You know what I mean? They compare it to
that's what it was. I mean,
that's what it was originally called.
He became friends with
it's completely different, man. You know, it's a completely different story. You know what I mean? By the time he got done, it was no longer a Holocaust.
With unlikable
it's
characters.
Definitely a different story and everything from Cannibal Holocaust, which is a favorite movie of mine.
Oh yeah, I love Cannibal Holocaust. That film's a masterpiece.
It's definitely just his homage to Diodato and his friendship with him, and
that's not the first
cannibal films
before
back
that.
in the day. Jungle Holocaust.
Yeah, Jungle Holocaust. I think Kino has that.
Diodato did.
That's one of my favorite albums. Is Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah,
it's
a great soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
It's one of the greatest soundtracks in film.
I got a hell of a deal on it, man. I was happy as fuck.
Ritz Ortolani.
I have a thing for the Legend soundtrack from Tangerine Dream. That's so badass.
Tangerine Dream is great. Jermaine says, "Do you think that the fruit cellar may be a reference to Psycho?" Yeah,
that's a good point. Oh, here he comes.
I think ever since Psycho came out, I mean, nobody ever looked at a fruit cellar the same way again.
Yeah.
We want your soul's life.
Definitely could have been a nice little. I love how chaotic this is right now.
This is so crazy. They're like
with makeup on him being possessed, and then Henrietta banging in the cellar and stuff. All of it is so chaotic. It's so Raimi.
It sounds like a dog. So they use dog sounds in this too. When he's all biting the hair off, he's like.
Ed is especially fucking ugly, man.
Yeah, he's dead.
He looks great in this.
He's dead.
He's got rows of teeth that go back. You know, they start here and go. It's crazy. The rows of teeth are weird.
Prince of Darkness. I think that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, Prince of Darkness by Carpenter.
That's a good John Carpenter.
That's a great Carpenter movie. That's very.
There's a good mirror scene in that too. Yeah.
Seventh Sign. I haven't seen the Seventh Sign in forever. I like those when Wild It's Not Scary. Mazes and Monsters was pretty good. I don't know if I saw Mazes and Monsters.
Seventh Sign, is that the one with Demi Moore and Michael Biehn?
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually a good film. I haven't seen it in a long time. Like it goes biblical really quickly.
Forever.
Yeah.
We're speaking of Demi Moore with the Substance. It's my fucking film of the year. Like it might be my film of the last several years. That movie.
I saw the trailer for it. It looks like a kind of like David Lynch-esque, by the way.
There's a lot of influence from Stanley Kubrick, from Darren Aronofsky, like especially
Aronofsky's a great director.
Yeah, especially Requiem for a Dream, like that. Dude, that's the top film of mine too, so that helps. And there's definitely some Lynch influence there, and definite Cronenberg for the body horror.
Or maybe his son Brandon, like with Antiviral.
Yeah, Antiviral was pretty good. I still haven't seen his second movie. I saw.
You've never seen Possessor?
Possessor. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Like that one, JT.
It's been on my list.
I liked it. I was a little let down by the ending, to be honest.
Me too. The ending's pretty brutal, though. Like it's the chick that played Mandy.
It feels incomplete to me. That movie does.
Yeah, I
really like Infinity Pool. That's the most like his dad. That film is the most like his father. Like I
really love that movie.
Yeah, I do enjoy it.
Mia Goth, my goodness.
Just from
my goodness.
Antiviral and Infinity Pool, from not seeing Possessor, just out of the two I've seen of his, Infinity Pool is by far my favorite.
Because you love Goth all the way through Infinity Pool. It's about the last 15 minutes you fucking hate her guts.
What a bitch.
Completely switches, man. You're like, what a fucking bitch.
And the Skarsgårds, that's his brother. So they're both quite good actors. You just have to put them in the right thing. You have to put them in the right stuff.
That's Eric from True Blood, Alexander
Skarsgård, yeah. And he's a great simp in that. I'm sorry, he's a pretty weak man in that film.
He does that so well, doesn't he? He does it great.
He does it great. That scene when he
see him as Eric
next to the tree. Next to the tree, and Mia Goth comes up to him and like, oh wow, he can't even look at her.
I love that last shot with how it creeps up to the door with the lightning and stuff, lighting it up the room, looking through the door. Like
I always like that aesthetic in 80s films and stuff like that, where it's like dark, but there's like blue from like the thunder and lightning and shit.
Yeah. Biscuit has a question. What do we think is the best horror movies lately? Well, I just said the Substance is mine for the year. Long Legs from Osgood Perkins. That was up there. That was number one until I saw The Substance recently.
Late Night with the Devil was up there for my horror of the year. Stop motion. I recommend to everybody. I love stop motion. Great, I heard Oddity's really good. Stevie really likes
Oddity is very good, actually. I really liked Oddity. Stop motion was very good, and Late Night
Strange Darling is very good too. It's just it is horror, but it's not. It's different.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I've wanted
done in chapters, and it's like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre opening with the narrator. That's all I'm going to say about that, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, that's been on my list of new releases.
That took over Maxine. I think I had Maxine on my top 5. That took over Maxine because it beats Maxine by a mile.
Maxine was a letdown for me. The more time that goes on since it. And since
it's definitely free X and
Pro. That's too bad because I do really like Maxine, but it's not my favorite. It's my second in that trilogy.
I think it's his most stylish film.
It is. It's his best directed film to me.
Yeah, it's really good. The cinematography and the camera work and all that is excellent in that film.
It screams.
I just feel like a lot of it was just very predictable, not in a bad way.
It's drawn out too. It's drawn out.
Where it was going.
Yeah, dad thing.
As it went there, and it makes it forgettable. Like I don't even remember a half of.
She basically plays Betty Davis. That's what I liked about it because that film screams Betty Davis. I mean, they do a quote from her at the beginning. And the song at the end, dude, and that song sticks with you. I love that song.
No, it still sounds like a film, but it definitely as more time has gone on since it released. I think I watched it maybe 3 times.
Oh yeah, you see like the demon or whatever it is.
2 at least.
It's not going to
definitely a letdown compared to the other. It doesn't live up to X, and definitely nowhere near Pearl for me.
No, X is a masterpiece. I love X. I saw.
So is Pearl though, man.
Pearl, I do like Pearl. It's its own film.
I think they're both masterpieces.
It's its own film.
That's my Pearl is my favorite
for me, but X is a masterpiece. So
yeah, Pearl's my favorite. I love X. After you see Pearl, you like X even more.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Absolutely.
You like it, but after you see Pearl,
you see Mia Goth's talent when she like smiles there.
You appreciate the story.
Through the credits. Like she's not paused. No, she's doing that.
Once you see Pearl, you want to go back and watch X again because you appreciate the whole story.
You catch so many
really do, man.
I need to see A Cure for Wellness. I have to check out her filmography because I know she was in A Cure for Wellness. She was really young in that one.
Well, the first time I saw Mia Goth was in the Suspiria remake in 2018.
Is she in that one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow, it's been a while. It's a small role. She plays like Sarah's role from the original Argento Suspiria.
Okay. I like the remake.
I really like the remake. It's a little long.
It's different. It's different. It's a different film.
Oh, it's very different.
Yeah. I separate them. Both are great for what they are, but they're separate. Like only thing they have in common is riches.
You can't go into the remake expecting Argento's Suspiria. You'll be very disappointed.
Yeah, it's like reimagining. They just called it Suspiria.
You could rename it something else, and it would fit. You know what I mean? You don't even have to call it It's that. It's that.
Cold and modest
They introduce the witches a bit more in the original one. You don't know what's going on. In this one, you do know what's going on. When they're all playing around with like the old men and shit like that, you're like wondering, oh shit.
Yeah, it plays into the story.
Oh, there's the tree.
And the
the demon trees.
Here's where he fits the tree part in. Here's where he fits the tree. Yeah.
This is pretty good like this, though. This is a trip. What happens?
The obligatory every film in the series tree rape. I think it's Cables, though, in Evil Dead Rise, right? In the elevator?
Yes. Yeah, it's the Cables.
Which nice little twist on the usual trees.
I like it when they play like the recording in reverse, I think, or they do something. And I'm like, oh, y'all going satanic with that.
Satanic panic all over again.
I do think, like, say, Rise is kind of like an homage to slashers too, because it happens to be like at a guest house near this lake where all this shit happens, and it's like that kind of made it funny.
Needful Kings, Biscuit, the King adaptation from way back, because that's
had my son guessing the entire time. Needful Things is a good one. There's like 2 versions of that film. Like the TV one, and then
that's what I was wondering, which one, because what was the first one? It was like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, with Ed Harris.
Yeah, with Ed Harris, right? That's the one I'm thinking of, because I like
great Ed Harris. He's good actor.
Oh yeah, but I liked that Needful Things. If there was like a more recent one, I haven't seen it.
No,
I did like the novel. My bookshelf over there is like the first 3 shelves are all Stephen King novels.
Very nice.
From Carrie all the way to, I stopped collecting his stuff around like 11/22/63, the Kennedy book, the time travel.
Oh, you don't have Revival then, because I have Revival.
No, I haven't gotten. Yeah, since around that book, or maybe 1 or 2.
I just started collecting his books. I'm trying to read them in chronological order. Like I have to read Salem's Lot next, I think, and then it's The Shining.
Yeah, I don't know if I didn't know there was a second one. If there is another remake, there may be. Speaking of whatchamacallit, Salem's Lot, did you guys see? I know Keith and I talked about this briefly about the Salem's Lot remake, the newest one.
I haven't watched that one yet, but
I know Keith didn't care for it much.
Okay, it's just some are good. Some are not. Like, say, you can get Evil Dead, and you can get this other stuff, too. You can get Last House on the Left. What is it about Wes Craven films? You can remake them, and they're pretty good. Like Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes. I mean, those are his most serious films.
Those are great
Those remakes. Are his most serious films. They tried it with The Nightmare on Elm Street. That didn't work, but...
To me, it lost everything. Everything that was great about Last House on the Left.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I do like the people that are playing the characters. I love the fact
I actually
Brown's in it.
think the remake to both I Spit on Your Grave and The Last House on the Left, which are the iconic 70s rape revenge films, I think both are excellent remakes.
I prefer the I Spit on Your Grave remake over the original. I know it sounds strange.
I do too.
Everyone says that. Yeah.
I prefer it too.
Yeah, it was a different time for the original film. Like,
absolutely, yeah, for sure. I mean, it got banned like crazy, and it was pushing the limit then for the 70s.
It's like with the 90s, people were being kind of nice with a lot of things, and then when the early 2000s happened, you got stuff like, what is it, High Tension? Like, you get shit like that.
It's the villains. It's the villains in the original I Spit on Your Grave that I'm not all that impressed with. The main guy tried so hard to be like Krug from Last House, and he just didn't cut it.
Okay. I can see
he just didn't cut it. That's my problem with the original.
That's with the remake. That was the only problem people had was with the dude that played him. It's like you can't beat Hess. It's very true. Hess had that way of being a monster. Like
he just looked like a brute, man. He looked like a fucking brute. You know,
I personally like him more in House at the Edge of the Park. I think that's his best role. I mean,
House at the Edge of the Park is great.
That's Deodato. That's my favorite from Deodato. I love House at the Edge of the Park. I mean,
Body Count is up there too for me.
Oh yeah, Hess and Mimsy Farmer. Yeah,
Hitchhiker is good too.
That's a remake too of a film called Hitchhike, I think, or called Hitchhiker.
Yeah, Creepshow and Creepshow 2 were brought up in the comments, which we were all
Creepshow 2. That's the one that has Ted Danson in it.
He kind of stuck things through.
Yeah, Ted Danson's in Creepshow.
His only horror film too. He was just an
simulcast.
interesting dude. Yeah.
Yeah, Creepshow was my favorite horror anthology of all time. I think it's the greatest anthology horror film. And Creepshow 2 is fucking right close behind it. Like, I love Creepshow 2.
Tales, the original Tales from the Crypt, Tales of the Dark Side movie, the Twilight Zone movie.
I'm glad we did that one, Keith. That's a good one. I like Tales from the Crypt a lot.
Tales that Witness Madness. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
There's one called Nightmares.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
1983. It's got a young
Tales, I think it's called.
Another one from the
Jones
80s,
and Red Dwarf.
that I can't remember. There was Holidays. Is that from
Cat's
Eye?
Eye?
From the 80s?
Cat's Eye no one talks about.
Yeah, that's a very good
Body
one,
Bags. I still need to watch
Body Bags for Carpenter playing acting in it. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Carpenter put people in there. He put Alice Cooper in Prince of Darkness. I mean, that's great as a homeless guy.
Bobby Joe. Here he goes.
She looks like she's in a camp counselor uniform. I just noticed that right against the tree again.
This role was made for him. This dude's perfect for this dumb hillbilly role.
Oh yeah,
he makes a great bumpkin.
Jaws too? Yeah,
he makes a great bumpkin. Bobby Joe.
Oh, the revenge. Yeah.
Actually, Phil, our friend Phil and follower Phil, loves Jaws 4, The Revenge.
The Revenge?
I've never seen past Jaws 2. I'm not even a huge fan of the original Jaws.
The intro is pretty good because her son dies. Spoiler. You know, there's a scene where he's crying out for his mother, dude, and that sucker, does its business like a slasher a little bit. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. But
she has to go in and identify him.
Some lovers out there because Phil loves that movie.
Lorraine Gary, she's a great actress. Yeah, when they unzip it and stuff like that, and you see the look on her face, like she knows, and it's like, dude, that's terrible.
Her whole family had been killed by sharks by that time. You know what I mean? Every single one of them.
They do the flashback of Strider's character with the kid and stuff like that, playing peekaboo with them and shit. I was like, dude, that was good. Mario Van Peebles.
Chief Brody.
I don't know. I gotta check that out. Maybe one day.
Michael Caine. Michael Caine's in it. Yeah.
It's
an interesting role for him. That's when he was doing stuff like Cocktail and all that shit.
I've just heard so much bad shit about it that I've just never.
No, it's not the greatest because it makes sounds too like it's a monster, like and shit.
I'm just not a fan of that whole subgenre of killer shark movies or killer big animals, really, or anything.
Orca? Have you ever seen that?
Orca, someone brought up Orca recently, and I said, maybe it was Ginger in a review that Ginger did, and he said something about Jaws and then Orca, and I said,
somebody got timed out.
Orca. I haven't seen that forever.
Why was somebody timed out?
Hey, what up, Mike? That's right.
It's great picture, my friend.
Earlier.
Absolutely.
It's their morning over across the pond.
This is Mike. This is Mike was timed out by the real fifth Beatle for 600 seconds.
Huh?
Why?
What happened?
I don't know.
Beatle.
Nature versus Man flicks are funny, Sean. I agree with that. Was it Savage Weekend is one I need to check out. I know Severin released that.
What do you do, man?
I don't know. I don't have the stream open on YouTube. I have it just
an original creep show. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sean,
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Use the rent on him, man.
Yeah, I have Creep Show, the 4K that Scream Factory release, and the Blu-ray of Creep Show too from Arrow. So
he tried his ass up. He said y'all stuck each other off. What? Excuse me.
He said,
we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. Why did you time yourself out?
The Beatles said that you couldn't suck each other off.
Mike,
how can we do that?
You're always thinking of this.
Like, is that possible?
Thanks for timing him out then, and do it again when he comes back.
Yeah. Oh, I'll play the game. That's fine. I have no issue with that. I can be a sick motherfucker as the next person if they really want to go that route. I mean, you know,
it's my boy Mike from Britain. Britain. It's my best friend on you. He's fine. He's fucking around.
yeah.
Do it to him again.
I don't think that had to be explained.
Well, yeah, I mean, you seem to know him, so I didn't think he'd be getting shitty telling us some fucked up shit. So I was like, man. I was like,
we got fucked up sense of humor.
I was like, damn, that's a little unnecessary one. It's like, fuck, man, I don't even know you.
Like Keith said in the post, we all know what we do to bullies, you know,
that's right.
And people that don't know their place.
Actually, I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh, just grabs him right by the chin and shit. Hold him down.
There's so much fucking blood here. He almost died, Dan X, filming this because he almost drowned on all the blood.
Sliding in here.
He was hanging upside down like that. All the blood was going.
Oh, right out of his
dragging his fat
butthole, man.
What?
Right
That's literally dragging his ass around, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was working. She was actually dragging that fat motherfucker.
Look at that stuff. It's all bubbling out and shit. They did that on purpose.
He looks so good possessed like that. I love that makeup.
Well, there's into him. He's got like no top.
Oh, dude, just picked her up and flipping did a wrestler move on her.
She's having a fucked up time, man. She's like, what the fuck?
I know she's him, basically.
I never liked the necklace from the original, even. I thought it was an ugly ass fucking necklace.
I know it's kind of weird because it's like a mirror. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it looks like a little magnifying glass.
Yeah, it's something like that, man. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but yeah, it does look like that.
He's like,
I never saw
great makeup on this.
I always thought they could have done better with that.
Just so.
Oh yeah, the makeup is great.
Yeah. Ash looks good, all dead-eyed.
Yeah,
he looks great like that. Like you know, like with the practical effects and stuff in Legend with Tim Curry in that suit and that headdress, like
that's crazy.
Playing the devil. I love that film. I'm sorry, I just love it so much.
That's probably the best visual rendition of the devil that you'll ever see.
Yeah. We don't even know if it is. He calls himself Darkness, and then he talks to his father. Like, he goes, Father, help me. Yeah.
That head thing is just unreal, man. It looks great.
I love how she attacks him with that axe, and he has to calm her ass down.
I'm all right now. I'm all right.
Now. You're trying to kill me, you bastard.
I don't care.
It's like you tossed me this way and all this other shit.
She's not buying it, man. She's gonna toss some shit off. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I'm all right.
Yeah, she doesn't give a shit.
Damn it. I'm okay.
After seeing all that shit, how do you explain that to yourself?
She's a vicious, mean motherfucker, man. She will defend herself.
What a bitch!
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that streak she has, man, I swear to God, you can say it's like a Chinese fucking fire alarm.
I've been thinking about we need to do a watch along on American Psycho. I mean,
I haven't seen that in a while.
I love American Psycho.
Actually. That's my sister's favorite horror movie. Actually,
the thing is, did he do it? Did he do all that?
Yeah, I know. It's such an ambiguous ending.
It's probably the best feminist film ever made because it is a feminist film. It is very feminine, but in the good way. There's good ways and then there's bad ways.
When he's admiring himself when he's having sex. He's not even he's looking at himself, you know?
No, Reese Witherspoon tells him what's up. Like, she all looks at it and he goes, what do you want me to do? Floss with it? I'm like, oh.
You know, he's like, God, great.
I'm down for watching that. It's been forever since I watched it. I think it's an excellent film. It's just not the one I watch often, nor that I hold on a pedestal as high as others do.
There's a scene where she goes after one of the chicks with a chainsaw. It's great.
It's one batshit insane movie, though.
Beats up this old homeless guy from The Dog and stuff like that too. It's like, what do you think? You're better than me and all this stuff too. Just beats the bejesus out of him.
You know, it's an interesting sequel, American Psycho 2.
American is that
That's
American
all,
Mary? Is
yeah.
that something totally different?
With Mila Kunis.
Totally different.
Oh,
Totally
Mila
different.
Kunis. Oh, she's a good actress. I like her.
Yeah, she was in American Psycho 2, which has nothing to do with the original,
American
really.
Mary is completely
And
different. Yeah.
She's
it's
the
fun.
better version
It's
of
a
Jenna
campy,
Ortega.
fun movie. Yeah, I could see similarities, but it's fun. It's a
It is overlooked,
campy,
though, isn't it?
cheesy.
That's
Yeah, no,
overlooked.
you never hear that movie brought up.
She was in that
American
one with
Psycho 2,
Justin
no one talks
Timberlake
about
too.
that.
It's like a raunchy comedy a little bit.
Yeah, you never hear American Psycho talked about. And that, I mean, it's not a great movie or anything, but it's fun. It's got some cheesy.
Is that the one the
charm.
Soska sisters did?
No,
Or is that
that's
the
like
other
early
one?
90s. It's like early 90s or
Okay.
something.
It's like Cain
Right,
and See No Evil or whatever it is. They did like
when did American Psycho come out? That's movies earlier than I'm
early
thinking.
2000s.
Late 90s,
Yeah,
early
late
2000s.
90s, right? So then it had to be early
Maybe
2000s.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
something like
2000.
that.
The
It was
problem
2000.
with Lionsgate though is they're starting to. This is an Echo case, Echo 4K case. So it's like, how dare you people make me buy?
Yeah, so American Psycho 2 is 2002. So it's 2 years
2002.
later.
That's about right. Way ahead of
Yeah.
its time as a film.
I don't know why I was thinking 90s earlier.
Well, it seems that way because it takes
older.
place in the 80s, and it's
Actually, maybe that's why.
because UB did his stuff on the dark side of collecting, and he mentioned Romero's film, Dawn of the Dead, and how impactful and important that film is because it's done in a mall. So that signifies consumerism. American Psycho impacts consumerism to like its max because 80s was consumerism.
Both of those.
My car's better than yours.
Some of the best examples of
like when he does his business card and stuff like that, and they're all like all ranking
I got
other business cards.
Yeah. And
I was like, holy
than yours. Look at mine. Check this one out. It's got this. It's made of this fucking paper and stuff.
It's not Wings Hauser, but it's the other guy. Last name is Hauser. Plays his buddy in that. Like, dude, it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, both of those movies, Dawn of the Dead and American Psycho, I think, are some of the best movies with that social commentary about consumerism.
Yeah, he puts the chainsaw straps on. He goes groovy, like he's ready to go. He's ready to.
This is the movie that we got many of his one-liners that we've had throughout the series. You know,
Army of Darkness. This is my boomstick.
Yeah, I mean, and Army of Darkness.
This is the most important film in the series.
Huge amount more of
this.
This has scenes from the Beyond. You can see has stuff like Beyond, like say basement New Orleans that doesn't exist. You know, with all the water and all this stuff too.
Yeah,
where the gates of hell is at. You know,
this is kind of where it really started. This is kind of where it really, the whole series really. I mean, it started with the original, but it kicked off with this.
I was just going to say, how many quotes from Ash Williams can you say off the top of your head from Evil Dead 1?
Yeah, they just
it's fucking nuts.
It was an experiment because you don't know. He may be the best final dude ever. Like,
no, I've never seen Evil Dead the musical.
Oh no, Ben, I have not. Ben sees it all. Check out his Instagram page if you haven't. He does reviews all the time.
Oh yeah.
Cool. What's up, Ben? How you doing? You'll ever watch it?
I'm a kid of the 80s and a teenager of the 90s. So, like, my parents wouldn't let me watch this stuff until I got like maybe in my teens and stuff like that, and then they got Child's Play 2 from Blockbuster, and we watched that, and I'm like, dude, cuss up a storm. I'm surprised my parents didn't send me to my room, dude. Like,
It's awesome. He said they sprayed blood in the audience. If you were a poncho, they spray you.
I can see that. They need to bring that back. They should, like with Terrifier, they gave you like barf buckets and shit.
That's cool. Audience interaction, man. Audience interaction, kind of like back in the day with goddamn it.
I like they've released these special buckets and shit like that. I love that.
Yeah, with like William Castle with a tingler and shit.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
All this stuff with Henrietta looks fucking great.
Castle was the one that started
all that stuff too.
Man.
Let's go. Also, before The Rock did it, he has the people's eyebrow. I'm just saying, dude, he does the great eyebrow like raise and stuff like that. I cannot do that.
I do that shit. It's like,
yeah, he's like, Go Rudy Poo in your candy ass. Yeah.
You booty poo candy ass. Yeah.
I love heel rock back in the day. Dude, he's great. He's like, no, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that because he goes to the fans. He's like, you're not allowed to say that.
The way Henrietta's neck extends like that and grows, and then
that is pretty good. It's like, yeah, like
it looks so good,
like Dreamscape a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, all the stop motion in this movie.
Another great film with
stands the test of time. Like
Dreamscape
really fits the tone.
Terrific. Yeah, it sounds like a monkey.
My fiance is a big fan of that. My fiance loves Little Shop of Horrors.
On the Evil Dead musical, they spray blood in the audience.
They're trying to make another Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah. That's a very good musical, actually, film. Rick Moranis. Feed me.
The original had Nicholson and people like that in it. Back in like the 60s, I do believe. Mid 60s, maybe.
That's one film I need to get. Was it Death Becomes Her?
I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
I saw it. Smell this. Yeah, swallow this.
That's so iconic.
That's the double barrel from the side, too. Look at that. Look at that. Arnold, try to do that, Arnold. Yeah, try to do that.
His next view's like a balloon all the way down.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's a fun one too. That's kind of horror a little bit. Like, remake. Okay.
Yeah, Rick Moranis is a remake. I heard they were trying to do another remake.
It's like with I Know What You Did Last Summer, which doesn't need a remake. Like the film is like okay, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but you know.
Hey, Joannis. Yeah, pretty much.
Start hitting the house and shit.
How you doing?
Kind of close to the end.
We're
it's
pretty
bad
close.
shit crazy at the start and very fast paced. That's what I like about it. I like it when it's like this. It's like hell yeah, just get to it.
I know it doesn't even feel like the movie.
Great pace.
Because he's gone through hell at the start. He's gone through hell at the start.
Yeah. Pacing leads to rewatchability. In order to have great rewatchability, you've got to have great pacing.
I just love the fact that the trees are all hitting it, like to get the bleep out of the house.
If the movie seems like it's 3 hours long, you're not going to watch it much.
Yeah.
Like Cannibal Holocaust, it starts out pretty good, in my opinion. Like it's like,
oh yeah, that movie doesn't feel its runtime either.
Henrietta farts.
Henrietta farts on her neck. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shit.
Ash's face right there is so funny.
I know it is. It's like he's moving like, with the house. Get out of here.
And that big ass thing, whatever the fuck it is.
There it is. Yeah.
It looks like fantastic. Yeah, exactly.
You see
the flowers die? Were those the flowers in the vase?
It's the tree demon guy. The tree demon.
His hair turned gray. I just noticed that his hair turned gray because
he's the tree demon.
They don't show that happen much in the horror films. I can think of Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street. That happens with her hair turns gray. Because they say that happens, but you don't show it much in horror films.
Just with me, you just lose hair follicles. You know, that's all that happens to me. It's like
I would love for a horror film to show that. It scare you real quick and it just falls right the fuck off your fucking head.
Oh yeah.
Like great thing.
The big sucker grabs them. Yeah, it's like a big huge tree demon, and that sucker's like stuck in her back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know how
effect, dude. That's so good with the eyes like the
tree. You know how she feels. She got stabbed right in the back. I understand. Oh shit, it's the tree hand demon guy again.
Oh, there's the portal. Yep. Yeah, dude, he has like really like he'd be a great Nick Fury.
He stuck himself right in the hand. Right into it.
For Marvel if they wanted to do it. I think they tried it, but now she's gone.
The blue.
This reminds me too.
The coming out of his eye.
Remind me of the brain. and From Beyond,
Yeah.
like with this and stuff like that. The Brain is very
Absolutely.
good. That's a fun one.
Yeah,
the Brain is
like
fun.
the same portal from the Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he takes the chainsaw.
It's very poltergeist, like you said too.
All the like the purple blood.
A lot of looks to it
This is
that remind me of other movies.
That's a homage to Lovecraft with the purple and stuff like that too.
Yeah, the purple and blue blood and shit that's gushing out.
The great old ones, you know, old dark house. There goes the tree. That's really funny. The tree backs up.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, yeah, the same portal from the end of the Monster Squad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Too.
I hadn't really
the door.
it.
There goes the door. You can see that coming.
Yeah, I never knew that.
I said, God damn, the eye, really? See, she's like I said before, no matter how badass something is, man, you poke it in the eye and it's just as small as anybody else.
Yeah, it's only on the side of his head you notice that where the gray's at, not on the right side, it's on the left.
Yeah, I like to see him have
so badass like that.
The whole
like I'd work out for this role.
There goes the stove.
Yeah, almost.
He said, "Fuck, this cabin sucks."
Someone help me! No,
I'm out of here.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ.
Looks like Christmas lights. Initially, when he goes to the portal.
We're taking a vacation again. Fuck this.
And the tree goes with them. So a few of the trees go with them.
That's a strong ass boat.
This is where you're wondering as the audience, what's going on here? The first time seeing this, you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute now!" Like, this coming.
Ben, I love seeing the behind the scenes stuff on the effects. They really have Bruce spinning on a rack.
Yeah,
Ben,
this right here. This is pretty
series that there's a few series that I'll look into the behind the scenes and really interested in. And
there's the
series has always been one. And I've watched a lot of behind the scenes. I was saying earlier with the very beginning shot after the recap when he gets possessed and he's flipping around stuff, how they had a crane with him attached to it and they're spinning him around. He got sick and everything. it's really cool tidbits that you get. And yeah, this flying Deadeye is fucking cool looking. I still think
this is when they introduce it. You're like, where the hell are we?
Boomstick.
He's come from the sky to deliver us.
Yeah.
He said, no, man, no.
Like a Jabberwocky.
That looks cool. That head explosion.
He's like, I got this. No problem.
Forgot a 2-for-1 vacation. Now he's on vacation here.
Boom.
Slay the beast. Kiss the Deadite.
I love how cheap looking these knights look compared to Army of Darkness.
Run for the castle.
And what you see in that movie.
He's the chosen one.
Remember when I said earlier?
They must spear his ass.
Chris, remember when I said earlier Medieval Dead?
Yeah.
I still wish they called him Medieval Dead.
Yeah,
I like that title much better. Much better.
Look at the stupid wizard sitting there. He's like a wannabe wizard and shit.
There he goes.
He's like, no.
What the fuck has he got in his hand?
No.
I
do like the alternate ending in Army of Darkness, where he wakes up, where he slept too long with the poem, and then you see just a dystopian, like
Sam Raimi, man.
That's a cool ending too. I like both Army of Darkness endings.
Such a great film.
I never noticed that was Sam Raimi.
What?
Right
at the end there?
So much next showing. Yeah, it did.
Lifted that up and he comes to the sky to deliver us. That's Raimi.
It is a brilliant.
I didn't notice that. I never noticed that either.
Yep, that's what it was.
Co-producer Bruce Campbell. Like I say, co-produced on these films. Hell yeah, of course. Yeah, Mark Shostrom. Yeah, definitely.
Mark Shostrom. I never seen that. He did a lot of movies, but The Mutilator, he did a lot of the effects.
That's what I need to get. Yeah, The Mutilator.
Fucking love that movie just for the kills.
Girls' Night Out.
On Arrow.
That's great. It was great having
that. Arrow has that one. That's been a hard one. That's been going up in price on and off when I've checked on Amazon.
It was great having Tom McLaughlin on and talking not just Friday 6, but Girls' Night Out. We were talking a bit about Girls' Night Out.
I heard
loads of features on that motherfucker.
I remember seeing like someone did a 80s wave video with the Driller Killer, and the Driller Killer looks to be a character piece. I mean,
Driller Killer is great. The Abel Ferreira movie from '79. That's a great movie.
Mutilator 2 has been shot as well as in it. Oh, okay.
Gonna get that shaft right off in the duel, Sam.
Pizzawell's in it, okay.
Yeah, I like how he had pretty much an Evil Dead 2 reunion with Intruder, because
it's like Damien Leone, I guess, in 3 and in 2 for like a second.
Yeah. Scott Spiegel directed Intruder, who co-wrote this, and we had Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi in little roles in Intruder, as well as Dan Hicks.
Oh, for a distributor. Oh, very cool, Ben. I didn't know that. Cool, excellent. They'll find one.
All right, so
Vinegar Syndrome, do it.
I know it's been shot, Ben. It's been shot and out there for a while, and they have been looking for a distributor for a year and a half or so. Because Damien Maffei is in it, and I talked to him every now and then. He's from he had like a Roll and Wrong Turn, the reimagining. He was Baghead in Strangers Pray at Night.
I heard the Wrong Turn newer one's pretty good for what it is.
Actually, for being a reimagining, it's good. But Damien Maffei is a great guy. I talk to him now and then, and he was involved with the Mutilator too, and said that it's so bad they can't find anyone to distribute it. No one wants to touch it.
No one has the balls. Grindhouse would do it.
I mean, I do. I'm curious.
Greenbox would do it,
just for how much of a fan I am of that movie, despite it being a terrible film.
Filmed in Weston, North Carolina. I like when they did that.
So much charm to it, and the kills are fantastic.
All right, here's Ed. Here's Henrietta.
Oh, look at Henrietta.
That's awesome.
Almost looks like she's pregnant.
I was just going to ask if they had it the head, you could detach and put that one on.
Yep,
that's all.
Yep, sure did.
I figured.
Here is Ashley from the first Evil Dead.
Okay. Yeah,
Ashley Williams.
Here's Ash from Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, then.
Oh yeah, he's like, fuck this place. I'm gonna just here.
And here is Deadeye Ash.
That's cool.
And he has the dagger in his hand.
Yeah, that's cool how they captured that makeup job so well with that figure. Because that makeup is so good. Yeah, NECA makes great stuff.
Yep, there's all that, and I've also got this on VHS, and I got tons of Blu-ray releases, and of course I've got this set right here. It's got all three. Well, it's got the two films because Scream Factory owned the rights to Army of Darkness.
1 and 2.
I know the rights were all screwed up in that.
It's got the first two, and it's got all 3 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
That looks like what Paramount Scares is doing with their kind of sets like that. But yeah, I've paid attention to that on Amazon. I've had that on my wish list. It goes down in price, dude. It's not too bad to pick up now too if you wanted to do it for Black Friday.
Nice. All right, guys. I mean, thank you for joining, and this was a great rewatch because this is a top movie of mine.
Oh yeah, me too. Love it.
I watch it several times a year, and usually Halloween, like leading up to Halloween, and I had to reschedule this one, so I'm glad we got to do it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the new people. Subscribe, share it out, subscribe to these two guys for sure, because we had some new people in here, which is always good to see.
Very cool.
We're always talking horror here. So
thank you. Hear me say thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is
we are family.
12 a.m. So we will leave you with that. Everyone have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon, everyone.
Slash that like.